I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. We're back. It's another week of 911 Lone Star. Last week was Yeehaw. This week is Hey, y'all. This week we're talking about episode 3, Texas Proud, and everybody is extremely prideful in this episode. And let's get to it. So welcome back, fans. We are so excited. We're hoping that we have a lot of 911 original series fans with us tonight. We actually have a new host with us that has covered 911. So if you've been following us, you now see Porchia Carter, who is a original host from 911. And we have our former host from last week, Ebone Chatman, who is a ride and die for the 911 series, just like me. So I'm Lauren B., and we are going to just jump right into it. This week, everybody is dealing with pride. Ladies, how do y'all feel about this?
It was pretty interesting. You know, sometimes I didn't see a lot of the things as pride. Most of the stuff was just stupid mistakes or going too far, like pushing it past the limits. Yeah, and if pride means you feel invincible, then I guess that's what that is, because a lot of them was having some very invincible moments.
Very much so. I think we saw that in Marjan a lot this week. So
yeah, even in Michelle and in Captain Owens, like, they were both just doing a lot, especially Owens. I think he needs to start revealing his truth a little bit more.
Right.
So that, you know, people can start rallying him. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know, talking about Captain Owens, we're going to just go ahead and jump right in. We see this week that Captain Owens is finally dealing with his cancer, his lung cancer, and facing the facts and beginning chemo. So we meet this really cool Southern character, Wayne, I do believe is his name, and he kind of just tells it like it is, like a true Southerner. So what were y'all's thoughts on that moment with Captain Owens? Go ahead, Porchia, tell us how you feel.
He didn't hold back. I mean, he said everything he needed to say. I believe he projected a lot of negativity because his story don't have to be like his.
Absolutely.
He basically, all in all, was like, you know, I had to tell my team because my boys wasn't happening, and I started getting worse, and you gonna get tired, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, you can't project your fears on him. Just because it happened to you don't mean that that's his story. Like, God is still working miracles. He could still come back from this, you know? But that's what he did. And I mean, I guess there's for me, there's a difference between keeping it real and, you know, being practical. And right. I believe he took practicality to the next level.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's so funny because I actually kind of, like, enjoyed his speech. I kind of thought it was, like, a little word to the wise. Mm-hmm. It kind of gave him a little, like, heads up, because even though, like, obviously, yes, not everyone's journey is going to be the same, but when it comes to, like, chemotherapy, I feel like, for the most part, it's kind of routine on how it affects people. Throwing up, maybe feeling sick, feeling really weak, not able to have enough energy. Right. And so I think him coming out and being like, hey, you're going to need people to be there to help you, get you through this really difficult time in your life. Don't be so prideful that you're not going to say anything, and like you're going to need other people's strength to lean on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to hold it a secret forever. I think he's just pacing himself. Like, the last thing he need is for everybody to be running around with, like, they head cut off, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Like, they can't function because their captain is, you know, going through. And we already see his son is having a hard time, you know, facing different things in his life. So, you know, he's just pacing himself. I don't think he's going to be like, you know, I ain't telling them nothing. Because eventually they're going to find out. He throwing up on people's doorsteps.
Right. For real. But, I mean, you just don't want to wait till late, because I feel like it's so different when someone's sick and you know that they're sick. And then when that time comes that they pass away, it's like you prepare yourself. But if something happens where it's like you're already, like, past the point and you're like, oh, wait, but by the way, I'm sick, and then you, like, die in a week, it's, like, really jarring. You know?
So finding that fine line between being able to deliver the message where everyone can accept it and handle it.
And enough time. Give them enough time. Right. I mean, no matter what, the news is going to be bad. No matter what, they're not going to be able to handle it well, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of agree with both of you. Firstly, I don't really care for how Wayne delivered the message. I think it was a little gruff, and I feel like with someone that's dealing with something for the first time, I feel like there could have been a little less candor and a little bit more comfort to the situation, but this is a man, a Southern man, just kind of laying it on thick, sharing his experiences, and like you said, Porchia, like everyone's experience isn't going to be the same, and at this given point in time, I think that Captain Owens could have used more of a friend that was comforting rather than a grandpa that was sharing his wisdom. And, but it was needed to be said. I agree with that. And I'm glad, you know, like how, you know, Ebone, you just shared, I'm glad that he said it because this kind of allows for him to start this journey of how to talk about it and how to really own it, because he's only owning it a little bit and he's owning it behind closed doors. So we kind of see him begin to have more conversation with Michelle at the bar and have a little bit more openness, where I think we're getting a little bit closer to him finally telling TK.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that is what's, you know, happening with Captain Owens, and we can only hope that, you know, this journey will be a little bit easier to break the news, but, you know, let's see what we got to do first. All right, Porchia, you got some news for us.
AfterBuzz TV.
So, yeah.
Just a little share, following, and everything of that nature.
Oh, you talking about that? Oh, no news. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Thank you guys for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. If you like this right here, 911, AfterBuzz TV dramas, no worries. We got sci-fi, we got action, we got comedy, we got anything that you can need in any television show that you watch right here on AfterBuzz TV. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to all of our various channels. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like it. Also, if you are listening on iTunes, make sure you give us a 5-star rating, because 4 or less just won't do. And if you like our conversation, make sure you tell us in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking. Share with us, okay?
Yes,
we appreciate you. We appreciate you for allowing us to grow, allowing our fan base to grow. We all just in here growing together, you know? And because of you, we are the ESPN of TV talk. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Porchia, because this is something that we enjoy. We love the interaction. And as a new show, we really want people to interact and follow us. So that's the biggest thing. And we always have cool things to talk about. Is that not right?
Totally. Yep. Always.
All right. So another really interesting character that went through a crazy storyline this episode is Michelle. We saw Michelle lose her crap last week, and we're seeing Michelle reel it back in. How do y'all feel about that?
It was like an interesting dynamic, just because she really is just trying to like find her sister. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone can relate necessarily, but at least you have a feeling of like, if it was your friend or your mom or your sister, like you'd want to know where the heck she went if she died and you didn't know there was no body, there's no nothing, like you literally have no answers. And so she really just like attacks the first person that honestly could be on her side. Right? And you kind of see that come full circle. So they have a restraining order. She goes to like try to talk to him. It kind of doesn't work out that well. But then you see, like, Owen's kind of stepped in, but the guy, Dustin, he came around.
Right.
He came around. They had a civil conversation, and I felt like they got somewhere finally, where they felt like they were on the same page and not working against each other. I mean, they both lost someone so special to them, so it's nice to see that they're like now on the same team, aligning with some ideas of the, you know, something.
Very much so. I mean, it's kind of like a weird position for the character Dustin to be in. Like, Dustin is dealing with being attacked and ridiculed, and then you have to have this moment of someone asking you for your help that you've been trying to avoid and trying to, like, keep far, 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 far away from you, because at the end of the day, I don't know if I'm 100% in belief that Dustin is guilt-free. Like, I feel like there's either information or something of some nature that he is withholding. And, you know, we kind of saw it towards the end of the episode that Dustin comes to Michelle and is like, hey, let's talk. But I still feel like he knows something about that blue truck.
That even after, I mean, that blue truck was definitely like a weird, because he got really defensive after she mentioned it. It was kind of like, who told you that? And it was like, I don't know, that did sound suspicious, but like after that like conversation, either he's like a really good actor who really doesn't know anything.
True.
You know? I don't know.
I'm all the way confused. I don't know what he know, because first of all, I'm just trying to see if this spell she did gonna work, because she did the spell and we don't see her sister. We just trying to figure it out.
Right.
But because he's like, he has been so, you know, shut off to her and, yeah, I got a restraining order and don't mess with me type of thing. And then now you got this epiphany and you all mad and coming at her neck when she mentioned a blue truck. It was just like real weird. It's like you know something or you don't. And then you come to her and you just like, oh, you don't know who she is and she got caught up with the wrong crowd and blase. It's like, do you know something or don't you? Like, why are we still beating around the bush about that? Why did you get all caught up in a frenzy when I mentioned the blue truck? We still haven't even gotten to that. Right. And then you want to do all this crying and talking about I couldn't talk to you because you accused me. No, if somebody running up on you accusing you, say what you know. That's the only way you're going to get free from that. Talk. Tell the truth.
Right, like clear your name.
Very much so.
And here we are with the confusion.
Well, with that part of the conversation, I really feel now that we're laying it all out on the table, perhaps Dustin does know something about this blue truck, and maybe it does link back to him. And because of that, he's trying to now cover his butt by coming in and saying, you know what? Your sister was a little cuckoo, and she was going down this hill that was all bad, and I didn't know who she was until the last minute, and it was just
a surprise to me.
It was a surprise to me.
No,
point of blame.
I think they definitely need that like twist in there, right? Because I could see. Because I can't see this like story dying, obviously, because we still haven't found the sister. So there has to be some extra like twist that they add in there, and I think we're kind of onto it. I don't know.
Well, if we can talk about predictions in this moment, I personally feel like maybe Iris had some type of situation caught up with drugs, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like...
I think he's lying. I think he's lying.
You think he's lying?
I think he's lying.
That's what confusion at this point.
It's the confusion.
Well, y'all can leave in the comments what y'all think. I feel like this is definitely an open discussion, because there's one thing that I think we can all agree on is that there is something up with Dustin. Can we?
Yeah, something.
And my thing is like, if you for real about you not knowing nothing and you so in the clean and clear, why didn't you report the captain?
Very true.
This man showed up at your door, dang near broke your neck. And you show up at their job because you want to talk to Michelle. No. He could be in a lot of trouble, and then it could lead back to her being in trouble too, because she got a restraining order and she saw you, broke the restraining order, and then sent her friend, boss, whoever he is to her, to your front door. He threw up all over your shoes and he almost broke your neck. And it's just like, so we not reporting people. Now we gonna come and have a conversation.
Right.
This is
not adding up.
Yeah, he's like, hiding something.
You gotta make it make sense. It's not making sense.
Yeah. Look, Portia's on the case, okay?
It's not. She's not letting Dustin go.
Detective Porchia said, you was looking fishy, honey. Stop.
No, it's just, I mean, do it make sense to y'all?
No, that's why we're all confused.
We're over here trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's confusion.
Well, at the end of the day, like we have said, we all agree that Dustin is not in the clear yet, and there is something that is not being told.
Definitely.
So, at the end of the day, I wonder who's going to figure it out first, Michelle or Captain Owens? Because did y'all see the look that Captain Owens gave them when they were hugging? Did y'all catch that? He looked over and he saw the two of them hugging. And I don't know if it was more of like a relief, like, okay, they worked it out, or more of a look of, where do we go from here?
Probably that. Like, you know, I mean, it just took so long for Dustin to even get to a point of like talking to Michelle.
Right.
And then it like took the captain going to like, basically like you said, break his neck for him to like come and say something.
Right.
So he was like, okay, great. Like maybe we're making leeway. Like I think he wants answers for Michelle just as much as Michelle wants them. You know?
Absolutely. He's kind of gravitated towards her a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the first episode, it was like that whole introduction moment, but the second episode, they just kind of leaned on each other, as we talked about last week, and now we're seeing him defend her and seeing him fight for her. So that's like a huge jump within what we would consider a week.
Right.
Craziness.
They like each other.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Good point. You have any predictions on that, Porchia?
They always write a little love story in there somewhere. They like each other. It's gonna grow.
Well, we'll see. Hot and bothered. I mean, someone that does have some serious relationships going on is TK.
Oh. If he don't get his ish together, him and that little boy is fine. They're both so cute. I'm like, no, I like this. I like this relationship. And the guy's so cute towards him. What's his name?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, Carlos, he's so sweet.
Yeah.
And he, like, plays hardball, but, like, more like not even hardball. It's more like, I'm not taking your shit.
Right.
And then, but still has, like, a soft heart towards him, towards TK. And I'm like, get it together.
TK needs some healing.
Yeah.
He going through a lot. Once he gets some healing, I think, Carlos could, keep on pushing on him. He said he don't want to be the chaser, but as long as this boy is all broken up in pieces, he going to be chasing. Because he ain't going to know how to be open. He needs to get him some healing.
I think Carlos is his healing. I think Carlos is his mirror, his reflection of showing him who he is as a person. We saw it last week with the dinner, and he let him know this wasn't going to be just a fling.
Right.
But I wanted something more. We didn't have to label it, but I do want to see more of you. And TK was so defensive that it just, he shut him down. And now here he is this week having to basically rely on him for a split second because he wanted to go and get in a bar fight. And at this point, we're just looking at it like, are you stupid? Here's a gorgeous man that has your back. You're new to town. Who finds that?
Nobody. This is why it's TV. Nobody. Because I've been waiting. I ain't found one yet.
Porchia?
Yeah.
Who finds that?
I ain't found it yet.
Right.
Look, all I'm saying is that he moved to an unknown town, found this gorgeous man that wants to be with him, wants to help him, and he's in this crazy space of his life where he could use support like that, and he is pushing it away. I'm just saying, stupid.
Yeah, he does. It's like a scary thing to be in a place of brokenness, to be in a place of uncertainty, where he feels like he was in a long relationship, it clearly didn't work out. He has other issues going on, so it's like, it's scary to jump back into something with the unknown.
Right.
Like, you don't know if this person's gonna break your heart. You don't know if you're gonna fall in love. You don't know if this is gonna be a waste of your time. Like, you just don't know until you do it.
Absolutely.
And so just getting over that hurdle, I think, is always the hardest part, like, with anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm rooting for TK and Carlos. I forget what they're calling them something on Instagram. It's really cute. I'm not even going to try right now, but
we'll come back.
We'll come back to the hashtag.
Put it in the comments.
Hashtag.
Yes.
Yeah, put it in the comments. I'm rooting for them. We want to see them win. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to our superhero, our Shiro Marjan this week. Marjan is freaking kicking butt in more than one ways, and we end up seeing her go through her own struggle. For me, watching her is interesting because here's a woman that wants to be loyal to her culture, but also loyal to her, her stand in life and who she wants to be, and they kind of conflict a lot. So, what were y'all's thoughts on watching her trying to kind of find a healthy balance between the two?
I thought it was, I think the storyline is wonderful because I think it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, nor is it represented on a lot of shows, to have someone who's Muslim, someone who goes through those struggles. There's racism or discrimination against your own kind, right? As we saw with Marjan, how she went to the mosque and they were like, you need to find somewhere else to worship because we don't think that you're very modest. The lady was like, basically your line of work, being very out there, is not modest enough for what we like. And so we don't want you here.
How crazy is that? I mean, she's a firefighter, correct? I mean, this isn't like her job is, something that's really, really crazy and out there, working in the club or anything that's super, super, what we would consider revealing.
She's saving lives.
Right. She's saving lives, and to get told that your job is not modest,
Right.
How? Like, that was one of those
that's
things.
the thing, and like that's like it's a culture thing, and it's something that again we don't understand it because like that's not our culture,
right?
But like that's why it's so important that we have these storylines so that way it like brings awareness to be like like certain cultures have certain ideas of how you should live, what's not okay. And even when she's still like going to mosque, she's still wearing her hijab, like she's still being very religious or
reserved
within her bounds of what she's supposed to be doing, and there's still a problem, right? So it's like even when you try your best and you do your best and you're staying true to yourself, there's always going to be an issue. By the way, she's gorgeous.
Oh my God,
she's definitely gorgeous.
Just to like put that out there, like she is gorgeous,
and that
super
hair
gorgeous.
Swing was everything.
Yes,
I was like,
hair flip.
Yes.
That was one for the gods.
That's what
literally.
sent it off. And I think Homegirl was probably jealous because she just like,
Thank you.
Right.
I don't get to, have those moments where people get to see my hair just for a little bit. But I think, I believe she's, coming into her own. And that happens in a lot of like religious communities. Once you decide for yourself that you're going to love and honor and respect your religion and whatever it is that you worship, and you hold yourself to that esteem. And, she embraces, the people who came before her with that. Like she mentioned her mother and her grandmother and those type of people who, the reason why her hijab means so much to her. Mm-hmm. When you hold yourself to that kind of esteem and you're unapologetic about it, you're going to attract people who have an issue with it. Absolutely. Because everybody is not okay within themselves.
Right.
Like everybody,
Right.
Everybody don't look at somebody who has, such profound confidence and, assuredness about themselves and be happy for them. Because everybody isn't like that, then you get those kind of people who want to rain on your parade. And that's basically what Homegirl did. And I believe, Marjan, she's really tough. And I don't think she's going to let that, she's not going to let that knock her off her square.
Absolutely not. I mean, we saw the conversation that she had with Paul. Right. And Paul was like, I think you should go in there with your hijab raised high. Yeah. And, stretch your thing. And don't let them force you out. And that's one of the things that I think this episode really shined light on culture in the sense of moving forward. Like the old ways versus the modern day woman.
Yeah.
And that's, I think every culture, every religion, every ethnicity deals with moving forward and how do we move forward and what does that look like. And Marjan is really a character that is breaking boundaries, and she is changing the rules and redefining who she is as a woman. And I know for me, I am snapping to it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
At the end of the day, I'm interested to see how does she continue to handle this?
Because it can get difficult. I mean, it's a really good lesson in life. Like, don't let people. I mean, we hear it all the time with like celebrities. When they get interviewed and they tell their stories, it's like, maybe someone told me no. Maybe a couple people told me no. Maybe someone told me I shouldn't play basketball. I shouldn't, act, whatever. And then they end up being like the best that ever did it. So it's
Absolutely.
like you can't listen to other people. You always have to do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Speaking of basketball and the best who ever did it, I just want to give a real quick shout out and a rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant.
Yes,
we love y'all and all of the families who lost their lives in the helicopter crash.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very sad, very devastating.
Very heavy. Very, very heavy. I think I am still processing it.
It's still unreal. Very unreal.
Very. I don't want to believe it, but I think it's real. So here we are.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's been like a little over like 24 hours. It's just like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, it's like there's no words to really describe or to say how someone is feeling because it's so shocking, so devastating, so tragic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very heavy topic.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think we can all agree on is that our prayers will be up, and we're, praying for the best for Vanessa and just praying for the best for their families, praying for the best for every individual that was touched by all of the lives that were on that flight, and really just be there for them.
Yeah. Prayers are definitely lifted.
Yes.
Because it's tough.
That it is. But one thing that I think that we can say and all agree on is that Kobe's life was one that was
amazing,
extremely amazing.
Yeah.
And he touched so many lives. He touched so many people. He changed how people believed in themselves, how people worked, how people really understood what a dream meant. It's not just about showing up on the court, but it's about those 24 hours that we have. So I think here at AfterBuzz for 911 Lone Star, we are here to say that we really hope the best for the family during this transition and during this moment, and our prayers are with you.
Yeah, keep them lifted, y'all, because this ain't easy.
Yeah.
Keep all the families involved lifted in prayer, because this is definitely not easy. If like the world, if us as the world are on the outside looking in, taking it hard, imagine.
Yeah.
What those families are going through.
Absolutely. Okay. We are going to... It's so hard. Like, it's just very difficult. But we are going to move on to our special segment. And our special segment is 911, what's your emergency?
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, so...
Okay.
Now he was like, so.
Right.
Like, you don't even got an emergency if you answer the phone like that.
Like, so what happened?
So see what happened was.
I think he stabbed somebody. That's what happened.
Are you the murderer?
He was the one that did something crazy. Talking about all right.
Yes. So our emergency this week, I think we all came into an agreement that the craziest 911 call was absolutely the woman at the state contest. That
Just so wild.
was wild.
Yeah.
Like wild.
First off, the way that meat looked, you guys. I was on
I didn't know what they was eating.
It was like, first of all, where do you
It
even
looked
find...
nasty.
Right? Like, where do you even find a piece of meat, one big piece of meat that big?
In the South,
It looked like they were eating people.
it's Texas, y'all.
No.
Everything's bigger.
I don't care. That looked disgusting. And it was like hanging and jiggling and the girl was like eating it like it was a whole thing.
She was swallowing it. She
Yeah,
wasn't even chewing.
taking a swallow. That's exactly what I was
It
about
was
to say.
like because the whole scene was just sickening. And then she ended up drinking too much water.
Because she was gulping it down.
I know. She was like pouring.
Do you know how big
pouring.
she was? She was like this big.
I know.
Eating a steak that was half the size of her body.
Right. The guy that was bigger, he was over here like, I can't do it. He was about to throw up himself. So I was like, this competition is looking a little too crazy. She looked like she was going in, and then
But why did the water in the bladder explosion make her look pregnant? It was really weird.
She was bloated because remember they said that essentially there was like blockage. Like she was.
It was like water.
It was so
toxemia.
big though. It looked like there was a baby in there.
It's pretty drastic and quick for what maybe the contest was all of like 20-30 minutes for her to develop
For her to go
baby.
flat stomach to having a baby. That was weird. No?
It was weird.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it just like she drank too much water, but I don't know if it was like a combination of like the meat chunks and the water that like bloated her stomach that made her look pregnant. I don't know. It was really weird.
And then they lifted her legs up like she was about to go into labor.
Right.
Yeah, they did.
And then the splatter looked like the water broke. It was just a lot.
There was a lot. A little food baby in real life.
Gosh. Right. That was a really. I think that was like the funniest 911 call this episode. Like that one was.
It was quite
funny.
hilarious. Like everyone's face when they saw this spread go, they're
Well,
like,
first of all, they didn't even like clear the room or anything. Everyone's just sitting there eating their steak, watching this all go down. Like it was just like really intense. Yeah, it's just like
It looks very unsanitary in there.
yeah.
Now it's funny to me that the wall got sprayed, but Michelle didn't get hit at all.
Oh, true, because she was right there in between the legs. Oh my gosh, that's such a good point.
Michelle did not get hit
But
at
the
all.
lady, Terry, she was like, oh my God, my wall was like, girl, you could just wipe that off. Stop. Like, you act like it was something else.
That's a lot of
It was
wiping.
the wall.
She's not going to be wiping it. She paid people to work. She could clean it up. She was stressed about nothing. It was just pee.
Man,
Or
oh
water.
my God.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's craziness. Well, we have a little extra time. We can probably name a second 911 call that we enjoyed. I think we said...
I don't think I enjoyed it. I think it was just really crazy with the girl falling off of the balcony.
Yes, the yoga.
yes.
And breaking both of her legs.
Okay, you're
And her
right. We did
wrist.
not enjoy it, but it was crazy.
But see, this is my thing. This is a problem with you guys. I'm always trying to do something for the gram. Put it on YouTube. Be doing the most, okay? Trying to do a yoga pose on your balcony? Girl, sit down.
Then why?
Why? That's what I'm... Why? Who's going to... First of all, don't ever try that at home, okay?
And who stopped the video?
You know what? That's a
crazy.
very good question.
Because it just stopped recording.
Maybe it just ran out. You know how sometimes it just be like...
Maybe she had
like,
it on a timer.
No more storage.
Right, no more storage.
That'll cut your video off
Come
quick.
out, right.
Storage
It's like
full.
done.
Oh my God.
That'll cut your video off quick. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
That's what happened.
Wow.
Ran out of storage.
Yeah, but like, girl, then you land on the car. But like, I honestly thought she was dead. So then when I saw her like
The whole
opening her
leg
eyes,
move.
I was like, whoa, what the
A
heck?
shattered leg.
You got her. Both of her legs were shattered. They said, and her wrist was all crooked. And honestly, I feel like at that point I'd be like, just
That
I
leg
want to
was
die.
bent.
I just want to die.
She said it. She said, my life is over.
Because like, you're literally gonna be in a cast for 6 months, full body. And then imagine like the
Probably
rehabilitation
longer.
after that, like to have to like relearn how to walk and move, and you'll never be the same. You're never no more yoga poses for you.
That leg, she ain't keeping it.
Then
Lord.
they go off the
It was
side
hanging
off.
off.
These are things that
It
you're
was broke,
supposed
bro.
to
They
do.
ain't putting that back in there.
It's just
He said
craziness.
it was broke.
They not putting that back in there. Like, they
Lord.
gotta pull it, like, no.
It was a lot.
No.
It was.
They
a
just
lot.
need to go ahead and chop that.
Lord. These are things that you're supposed to do on the monkey bars, okay?
Right, not
Monkey
on
bars.
your balcony.
Only maybe 3-4 feet up out of the air. That's about it. Not on the 7th floor, on the balcony of your apartment. Not okay. Mm-mm. Not okay. All right, well, that concludes our segment of 911, our 3rd episode. Ladies, how do y'all feel?
Feels
That was
good.
great.
Good. All right,
Yes.
so let's just take a moment to talk about predictions. Do y'all have any crazy predictions for next week?
Not really.
Cancer?
I just need him to
Predictions?
tell. I just need him to talk
Fine,
about it.
Iris? No?
No.
Okay. No predictions for them. I'm hoping that he tells TK.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come out in a really weird way where the whole firehouse is about to find out. So that's my prediction.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Well, fans, that's it. That's our 911 episode 3. Texas proud. Don't be
Yes.
too prideful
Oh.
this week.
Where can they find you? On the socials.
Look, y'all can always find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lauren B. Mosley. That's Mosley. Where can they find you, Portia?
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me on all things at Porchia Carter.
And you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Ebone Chatman 12.
All right. Have a great week.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.